We have Matt Cox, Con Man, Bonnie, and Clyde.
Yeah, it's 12:30, and I'm exhausted, and you're tired, and we're both staying up basically.
I'm not tired.
You're not tired? I've been
I'm
up
a little
since
tired.
fucking 4:45.
Well, I've been up since 4:30 with the crying kids, so.
And I didn't probably go to bed until probably after 1 because I went to my girlfriend's house.
Oh, yeah?
I figured I was going to be here for a few days and, might not get to see her.
You know what I'm saying? Have to keep everything.
You know what I mean?
Happy home. Happy
You know what
home.
I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
Right.
I got you. Okay, so who was your first girlfriend?
First girlfriend was, it was a girl named Cindy Martin.
Cindy Martin. Okay.
Had a huge crush on Cindy Martin. Met her at church, Corpus Christi Church in Temple Terrace. And
Where'd you meet her?
Corpus Christi Church in Temple Terrace, Florida. Basically, it's Tampa.
Okay.
It's like a suburb of Tampa.
Yeah.
And started seeing her.
And how long were you with her for?
I was with her. How long was I with her? I mean, God, bro, man, I was like 15 years old. 15 years old, and I was with her for like if forever, 2 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you think when you're that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we broke up because, listen to this. Listen. Real quick. I've been seeing her for, let's say, 2-3 months. I don't really know exactly. I used to after school, I got home before she did, so I would go up to Greco Junior High, and I would walk her to her house. So anyway, I mean, that's how just totally ride my bike all the way up there. So, and walk her back to her, just total, just childish, whatever. So,
no, but that's respectful.
No, of course,
that's
it's cute. It's cute. It's cute. I look
and you're
back,
15 at the time?
Of course, I was thrilled to be, I was thrilled I had a girlfriend, and
was she hot?
I mean, I thought she was, she was
At
cool.
15, what do you give her?
Yeah,
From
exactly.
1 to 10, what do you give her?
At 15,
Yeah.
like a 7.
Did like a lot of guys want her?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the guy that was like kind of like my best friend through high school, I met him because he was trying to hook up with her, knowing she was dating me. And
Nice guy.
Yeah. I ended up Trent Calta.
All right, my first girlfriend was Ashley Hanley.
Well, wait a minute, I got to tell you something real quick.
Oh,
Hold
okay,
on.
go ahead.
Real quick. Here's the thing. This is what this chick did. At 14, she's 14, I'm 15. Here's what she does. After like 3 months, she calls me up one day and starts screaming at me. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe it. She told me you tried to kiss her. And I was like, what the hell's going on? What had happened was I went over to her house, her apartment complex to try and see her one day. And she was supposed to be there. And so I get there and she's not there, but I see a bunch of her friends, and her friends are like, hey, we don't know where she is, but you can come hang out with us until she gets here. Well, of course, I hang out with them for an hour or two. She never does show back up at her house. I go home. That night she calls me and says, I can't believe you tried to kiss, Jennifer or whatever, one of her girlfriends. Tells me, and I'm like, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? And she like hangs up on me. I don't ever want to see you again.
Was it actually true?
It wasn't true. I found out. Listen, I found out years later. Years later, I see her and we're talking, and I start sleeping with her again. So I start sleeping with her, and one day, this is like months into this relationship where I'm actually sleeping with her and cheating on the girl I'm with her. And actually one day I go, hey, what was that anyway? Do you remember we broke up? When you called me up, I said, I never tried to kiss your friend. She's like, oh, I know. I go, well, did she tell you that? She goes, no. She said, like, the day you came over, I had met another guy, and I went to his house. She goes, and he was like 19 years old and actually had his own apartment. She goes, he was actually like selling drugs. And she said he was like a 19-year-old drug dealer. She's had his own 1-bedroom apartment. She goes, he had a lot of money. She goes, and I was dating you, and I knew you weren't going to do anything to make me break up with you. So I just lied and said that you tried to kiss my friend. And she goes, so I just did it so that I had an excuse. I needed an excuse to break up with you so I could date him.
Greedy bitch.
Fucking
dirty bitch.
I mean, bro. I remember being like,
I don't know if I can top that one.
It was like the treachery of a 14-year-old girl.
Right.
I was just like, I couldn't believe it.
So basically, a guy came along that had more money, and she came up with some bullshit. And you're like, what the fuck? I didn't do anything.
I've got a bicycle to my name, and I live in at my parents' house. I mean, she's gonna do that. But I couldn't believe she just, instead of just saying, look, I want to see somebody else, she just comes up with a complete lie and just traumatizes them.
Out of greed.
Yeah, my whole life has been a shambles actually because of that incident. That's probably what happened.
So we're just blaming it on her.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay, mine was Ashley Hanley. We started dating in 7th grade. I was with my friend Braden, first boob I ever touched. You know, it was this whole like slow
Nice.
process, right? Her mom was awesome. Fell in love with her, or I thought that's what was love. I was
Yeah.
with her from 7th grade until we went to prom together. The whole thing, right? I was, you know, and she looked like Mariah Carey. She was a knockout. But
How'd you ruin that?
well, I ruined it. Well, no, I ruined it because at the time I was just a fucking walking nutcase. Everybody wanted her. I had her, and I was insecure. So I got jealous. You know, I learned a lot from it, but I got, like, if she had a V-neck on with her tits hanging out, instead of being like, yeah, go ahead, look at her tits, I'm fucking her,
Right.
I looked at it like, yo, change your shirt. I mean,
Right.
this is from 7th grade, you know, so I was like control of a jealous asshole.
Yeah.
And over time, she got sick of that shit, you know.
Yeah.
Great girl, though. Great girl. Well, this goes on from 7th to even after high school. And then, you know, I kept being like that with the control shit. Where are you? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And then we ended up breaking up, and I was crushed. I mean, destroyed. Because that was like my high school sweetheart. Now, I wasn't the best guy by far.
I'll never love again.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
But I
never
mean, now,
feel this way again.
but, you know, of course, I blamed everything on her. Like,
Of course.
but, you know, looking back, I mean, come on. I mean, I broke her balls about wearing a V-neck, you know, but I should have been. Now, looking back, I should have been like, hey, wear a V-neck down to your fucking belt. Who gives a fuck? I'm the one hitting this off. You know,
Right.
now I'm looking at it back. And then she
Plus,
left.
the insecurity drives them away too. That kind
Yeah.
of controlling shit,
Yeah.
and they start. It gives them an opportunity to justify doing something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just, you know, I had just for whatever reason, I was insecure about it and acted like an asshole. And then we broke up a year after high school. She started working part-time in like a law office. Met this detective, and she ended up marrying the detective to this day, and had a
Nice.
child with the detective, and she left me for a detective, and that was
So it's romantic.
that,
It's a romantic
yeah.
story.
Yeah,
from
it
her
was a marriage
perspective.
story. But then we had talked, you know, a few years later, you know what I mean? And then the detective called me and basically said, look, don't ever call my fiance wife again, or,
Of
you
course.
know, it's not gonna be
What was
good.
I thinking?
And I said, okay.
Thank you for calling
Yeah,
and
yeah.
straightening that out.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally my fault,
I said-
sir.
I said, okay, sir, no problem. I don't want any problems. And that was the end of that.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
So, favorite car?
My favorite car was,
No, wait. Yeah.
Go ahead, go
sorry. No. I was going to say first car.
first car was an Acura Integra. It was a, it was like a 1998 Acura Integra. It didn't have air conditioning. It was blue. My mother was like, don't get this car. My dad was like, you want it? You know, because they were fighting back and forth. No air conditioning, total piece of shit. Everybody else had Volkswagen shit. I just bought the first thing that I could get. Total dumb shit, and very bad to put a hot girl in. Very bad. That didn't go over well.
Why? They didn't like it? Or I don't know.
Well, it had no air
Oh,
conditioning.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
But this is in where? This isn't Florida. This is.
no, this is in Pennsylvania.
All right.
And it was blue, like a fucked up blue, but I just wanted a car. And then I had gotten into a crash, so now it was fucked up on top of no air conditioning. So it just wasn't the car to have a 10 in your car. And this girl actually was a 10, and my car just did not hold up.
No, it didn't hold
The
it.
status. Oh, no. Until later, though. In high school, things changed. Well, 12th grade, it all changed. That's for another day. But 11th grade, it changed. But that was my first car. What was your first car?
My first car was like it was a BMW.
Fuck you.
Th-
I got a shitty Acura with 130,000 miles. Your first car's a BMW. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it was no, it was a BMW, but it was like a hand-me-down BMW that was like 10 or 15 years old.
At least it was a fucking BMW.
It was a BMW. No, and what's great about it is that luckily it was such a piece of shit. It broke down so much within the first 6 months. I actually convinced my father, to buy me another vehicle.
Did he do it?
Yeah, because I'm like, look, you're basically, this is how much these repairs have been costing. And I was like, I lit it up and then I divided by 6. I was
Yeah.
like, you could buy me a car for less money, a brand new vehicle, bumper to bumper, for less than this. And he was like, boy, you're getting to be a good salesman, aren't you? You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
convinced him. He was like,
But really, they are the biggest pieces of shit. My dad loves them. I've had a couple of them, and the engine's fine. The engine will run forever, but the little shit, the oxygen sensor, the electrical,
yeah,
will
this is
bury
also
you.
like a 1979.
What?
This was like a
That's right,
1979, and I was.
I forget your age because I mean not to blow your head up any more than it needs blowing up, but I look at you like you're my age, so I'm like 1979. Fuck. What the fuck is that?
I was like, and I got it in 8. So I got it. It was 15. It must have been 15, 16 years old because I got it in like 86 or something.
Jeez, what model was it?
It was a 320.
320. Yeah, 320i.
Yeah, 320i.
Yeah.
Real boxy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
good
nice
time.
until they break.
Yeah. After 6 months, then I convinced my father to get me a new vehicle.
What did he get you?
I got what did I get? I got another BMW.
Yeah,
It was another 320. It was another 320. It was funny. It was a 320 that looked like a 318, and it had the 318 motor, not the 320 motor. You know what I'm saying? It was like weird, like a weird thing.
Yeah, well, I think they changed it, so it was a small motor, and it was a little bit better, but they still broke right at 40,000.
But it was called the 320.
Yeah,
so it was called the 320i, but it had the 318i engine in it.
Yeah,
and it had the different. So it was weird. Anyway, the point is
it
that
was a 4-cylinder.
Yeah, the point is I got. So yeah, I did get another vehicle. Sorry, I'm sorry. Anyway, okay. So nicest vehicle you've ever owned?
Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. That was my favorite one. That was my favorite car ever. I love that car.
What happened to that car? Sell it?
Yeah, I just had to get rid of it. You know, it's because what happened with the car basically is that I popped the engines in the back, and I had a lot of bad experience with Volkswagen because in my time period, Volkswagens were cool. You know, stick shift, whatever. Right. So then later on, I buy a couple of them, and they fucked me. Turnpike. Electrical problem, this problem, that problem. So I get the Lamborghini and I pop the hood and it says Audi on the motherfucking engine. Well, Volkswagen makes Audi, Lamborghini,
right.
Bentley, all this shit. So I was like, this is going to break. So I got rid of it before it hit 40,000 miles because I knew if Volkswagen had anything to do with it, it was going to break. But that was my favorite car.
Okay.
What was your favorite car?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I had a.
But that fucking Lamborghini was a convertible. You'd hit the button, and the whole top would go up, and it would go down, and it was just. I mean, you just got a boner watching it.
I'm trying to think.
And I crashed it into my garage too. That was a mess. I got killed for that one.
How were you drunk?
No. When on the Spider, it was a paddle shift, so you had to hold in. One on the paddle. It was basically like a stick shift, but it was on the front. So you hit reverse, and then you had to slowly hit the gas to let it out. Well, I was in an argument with the girl I was with at the time, and she was coming out basically to probably kill me. So I was trying to get out of the house really quick. So I hit reverse, and I let off the gas too quick. So it punches. It just shot back. Well, the garage hadn't gone up all the way. And boom, ran right into it. Cost me $3,000 just for the goddamn bumper, motherfucker. Actually $7,000.
Trying to think, what did I mean, just honestly, like not the most expensive car.
Just your favorite car, yeah.
It was like it was a Audi TT Quattro.
Oh,
I loved it, and it was when it had just come out. I thought it was the coolest little car, and I'm tiny. I fit right in that car. I thought it was the coolest car.
Was it stick shift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody would stop me. They were like, "Is that a Porsche?" I was like, "No, it's an Audi."
I had one of mine, a silver one.
Mine was silver too.
Was it? Yeah.
I thought that was a great
car. They drove great.
It did drive. It was like 245 horsepower or 225 horsepower?
They were 320.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they were fast.
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, it was stick shift.
4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good in snow and everything. Well, you were here. I was back up there. I had it. But again, electrical problems, Volkswagen. So that was your favorite one. What was your first job?
My first job was working for a construction company.
Construction?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I worked construction because one of my good friends growing up was a guy named Travis Hayes, and his father owned a construction company. So we were constantly like doing drywall and putting in tile and just doing everything like that.
I can't see you doing that, but yeah.
You can't see me doing anything. You can't see me painting.
No, I can see you painting.
Really? Because, I mean, most people can't. Most people are like, you paint? Yeah, I paint. And they're like, I don't see you paint. They don't see me painting. They don't see me. Like my girlfriend, I've told her, I said, yeah. I said, like, I can, I used to lay hardwood floors, put in windows, put in French doors. I've done, and she just doesn't see me doing anything.
Actually, you know what?
that.
I take it back. I couldn't see you painting until I saw some of your paintings, and I said, "There's no way this is you."
Yeah.
And then when you proved to me that it was you, now I see you painting. But no, you're right. Initially, no. But I mean, you were one hell of an artist.
You don't see me doing physical labor. People don't see me because I'm such an arrogant prick. They just can't imagine that I would do that. And yet I like it. I like painting. I like doing all that stuff. But yeah, like Travis's dad would have us out there like digging driveways and pulling up sod and doing
Fuck that. I don't even know what
drywall,
sod is.
everything. It's
Yeah, I don't know what's now. Me on the other hand, if I swing a hammer, I'll kill I'll break a kneecap or something, like on my own knee.
So what was your first job?
So I was very against this, but my mother forced me to get a job. It was at Hardee's.
Nice.
Hardee's was like, I don't even know if Hardee's is still around, but
I don't either.
But it's like basically fast food.
Yeah,
I was flipping burgers, believe it or not, and that lasted about 2 weeks. And
why? What happened?
well, I realized that I was behind a grill in heat, flipping burgers for like $6 an hour, and I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. But I did last 2 weeks. That was my first job.
All right. What was the other one? Was how? This is a tough one.
What's that?
Hottest chick you've ever seen?
My daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, she needs to stop eating so much, or not eating. This goddamn formula. This kid's drinking 7 ounces of formula at 38 days old. She's going to be a whale. I'm going to have to put her on a diet as soon as I can.
That was a good answer. Okay. So what about
what was the hottest chick you've ever seen?
Well,
Or
bro, like I have to say the chick I'm dating. You have to say that. I don't have a chance. I don't have a. What am I supposed to say? So it would be Jazz. It would be Jazz. I have to say that. I'm. So what about biggest regret?
Biggest regret. I wish I would have realized how to treat a woman earlier in life than I did now. But now I think I know. I think I've changed. But when I was younger, I didn't understand love. I didn't understand. I didn't understand love or relationship or whatever. Because I don't hate to say it, but I'm a lot like you. I'm very narcissist. I think I'm the best thing ever that hit the planet.
Right.
But in a relationship, you can't be like that. And it took 38 years for me to realize that, So my regret is that I wish I would have realized what I realized now, a long time ago. I think I would have been a better guy and everything else. But, hey, I realize it now, and that's my regret. It's not all the other shit. It's just that I wish I would have realized what love really is and how to treat a woman the right way and not be such a dick, arrogant asshole. Which I'm still arrogant, but, there's a time to be arrogant, but then there's a time to be a little bit different. What's your biggest regret?
My biggest, bro. It's like there's just a series of ties. I mean,
but I don't mean your criminal history. I mean like your personal life, because like the criminal things, it happened. It's over with. Whatever. Do you regret it? Who knows?
Yeah,
I mean, probably not.
I
It's a.
I would say what's the biggest? Like, I don't know if it has to do with. I mean, I would definitely have to say. so if it had, because I would have to say it would be going on taking off and going on the run for 3 years. But you're saying if you exclude that,
Yeah, because if you were in that situation again, I mean, would you have done the same thing?
no.
Or would you have sat there and just let them take? I mean, you had 3 years of so that really technically
I mean, I
wouldn't
think
be.
like it's funny because you know how many times I've answered a question one time and then answered it in the exact opposite. It really, honestly depends on like how arrogant and cocky I'm feeling at that moment.
Right. So that's not really a good
It's
answer.
a good, yeah. So it's a bad. It's
So
a bad.
that's what I'm saying. Take away the criminal shit because you wake up one day and you agree with what you did maybe or the next day maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I'm saying in your personal life.
Fucking, I don't know. I mean, what am I didn't even think about that.
Matt Cox doesn't have an answer to a question. This is a first. This should get a million views on this one alone.
This is yeah, I don't know. I can't, bro, I can't think of
Maybe getting into writing earlier. Maybe getting into, or maybe the way you wrote things earlier. Maybe, you know,
bro,
dealing with Deveroli differently.
Let me think. Fuck. I mean, honestly, I think I think that what I should have done was my biggest. See, it goes back to being the criminal thing. Like I keep thinking about just taking the short road, and instead of just doing things, the right way. And,
But a regret is something that if you could go back in time, you wouldn't have done it again. Now, if you could go back in time, would you have done it again?
no, not knowing just
But
the path
but at that time, you didn't know what the outcome would
well,
be.
then if that's the case, you could never change it. You could never make a different decision.
That's a good point.
So, yeah, I would just say, honestly, being lazy and not working hard and not realizing and trying to take shortcuts.
I
is a
agree with that
mistake.
because you're really smart. Not that your head needs blown up any more than it already is, but you are smart. You have genius IQ for sure, and you probably could have done what you did the right way. It would have taken a lot longer, but you
Right.
probably could have done it. So
It was just laziness. It was just being lazy.
That's acceptable. All right, what was your first high end watch?
I mean, it was a Rolex, just a Rolex.
Rolex.
I've had a couple of Rolex, and I think the
That was your first one.
first nice watch that
Yeah.
the first nice watch I went out and bought was also a Rolex, and I think that was like it was just something like it was like a $4,500
Datejust?
yeah Datejust
Yeah.
and then I ended up buying like a Submariner,
Yeah. they're
but
nice.
other than that, like that's it.
No, but they're high now.
Yeah, I don't think at the time that thing was probably like $5,000 or $6,000.
That's 20,000 right
Yeah.
now. They're through the roof. My first one
Of course, this
was
was like fucking almost 20. No, this was probably 20 years ago.
yeah. I would
20
say about 15 years ago, I finally saved up and I went and bought a Movado, and I thought I was the king of the world with the Movado. That was my first one. I bought a Movado Sapphire. Had a big face. It's over.
What's the most expensive?
Well, right now, I mean, these Rolexes have gone through the roof. And through the marketing company, I have a deal with a company that's a jeweler, is a Yacht Master. Right now, that's the highest one I've ever had. It's pretty great. It's called a Yacht Master, 44 millimeters, a big motherfucker.
What?
It's a big ass watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's heavy as hell. But yeah, that's the biggest one I had. What was your out of whatever cosmetic surgery you got on the run, not on the run, whatever, overall, what was your favorite cosmetic surgery you got done?
Well, I was not thrilled with my nose or my nose job, but it was better off than the nose I had. But I would say the one that I did that I think definitely the hair grafts.
The hair
Definitely
grafts,
hair
yeah,
grafts.
they did it.
I mean, I need one more. It's still thin. I'd like to get one more surgery, but And when I went to prison, like I was supposed to get 3 surgeries, I ended up getting 2. When I went to prison, like I explained to the medical staff that no, you understand, I need a 3rd surgery. I put in a couple cop outs, and
And for
Yeah.
me, a cop out is a request to go to the doctor to do whatever.
And they just kept ignoring
you
it.
actually put in a request to
No.
go get hair surgery.
You're
Are you
kidding me?
just
They don't
fucking
want to give
around?
you aspirin.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, it doesn't matter what's wrong with
They
you.
wouldn't give you
They're-
aspirin.
It doesn't matter what's wrong with you. They're like, go to commissary, buy some ibuprofen. Like
Really?
they think ibuprofen can fix it. You're like, you don't understand. I'm having a heart attack. Have you tried ibuprofen?
Yeah, but and what commissary is like once a week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm having a heart attack right now. Well,
your shopping date's in 3 days. You'll
yeah,
be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just just tell the heart attack to hold off, right? I want to ask you about the nose thing. Did you? Because I had a situation with that. Not me, the girl I was with before. Did your nose run like hell after you got it done?
No. Mine, no.
No.
I mean, like directly after, or just in general, always.
Like in general, always.
No.
No. So they did a good job. Yeah. That's another story. So mine is Botox. That's all I got, Matt. But I get a lot of units of Botox, and I will continue to.
And that's the cheeks are not.
No, my cheeks have always been like this, always. And my eyelashes.
Just you and me, bro. I'm not gonna tell anyone.
No,
Just you and me.
no. Listen, I used to get my balls broken in middle school. Teachers would say, "Tommy, are you wearing eyeliner?" And I would have to go like this and say no. And my English teacher, I was cool with her. She was an Italian woman, and she'd always ask me. I said, "Come here, come here." I can't fucking remember her name, but whatever the fuck her name was, I grabbed her finger and I said, "Here, is there anything on your finger?" No. She goes, "Wow, no, there's not." And then I got my balls broken about the cheekbones if I was running and got dinner and shit. No. All I got was Botox, and that's my favorite one. Now, as I age, maybe I'll get more shit done. But I just stick with my 82 units of Botox.
So these are your real teeth?
Oh, teeth? No. I got my teeth done. My teeth, I forgot. Well, that was probably my, I don't know.
That's the most expensive.
Let me think about this quickly. The Botox is good. The teeth are great.
Teeth are the best. What's the best investment?
My eyes. I got laser surgery done on my eyes.
Oh, okay.
My vision was, I forgot about that. My vision was 21,120. I was legally blind from like seeing far away. And I had contacts where I was at the max. I was minus. I was at the max. You couldn't get a stronger contact for seeing far away. And so when I went to Baskin Palmer in Palm Beach to get it done, had I waited probably another 6 months, it would have been too far gone to fix. I went and got it done. It wasn't like outrageous.
It's like $1,000 an eye or something, right?
No, I had an astigmatism too, a very bad astigmatism. So it was like $5,000 for both eyes. I got that done 2.5 years ago, and I'm 2015. So I went from 1,120 to 2015, which means like perfect vision's 2020. I'm 2015 after the surgery. No effects. The only thing I get sometimes is sometimes my eyes get red. Just for I don't know if like the burning of the laser dries them out sometimes, or what if I don't use certain eye drops.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it may have nothing to do with anything. Too.
Yeah, right. Could just be there or whatever. But out of all, I mean, the Botox is cool, tightens me up, blah blah blah. But the teeth are nice and white and shit. But the overall best is the eyes, because when you can't see like that, I mean that's hell. And then a contact gets fucked up, and now you're twiddling with that all day long. It's just a nightmare. So. That's good that you brought that up, because I forgot about that. The eyes were the best thing I ever done.
Yeah, I need to get something done, because I have one eye I can see far, one eye I can see.
Right. So what they do in that situation, and you want to go to like the best if you're gonna fuck with your eyes, is that not everybody can handle it. So like in your situation, they'll correct one where you can see far away, another one where you can see close. Now, depending on your brain, there's a lot that goes into it. Some people can handle it, and it's fine. It takes a month, but then your brain adjusts to it, and then others, it fucks them up.
So get something done.
But they can scan it, and they can test it.
Listen, when I got my license when I was in prison, right? So I had put in to get It took me like almost like 2 years to get glasses in prison. So I had just gotten, no, I hadn't gotten the glasses yet. And I went to get my driver's license because I was about to get out, and you can sign up and they have to bring a bus around, and you go in there and you get your driver's license. So I go in there and I failed the eye test. Like, I mean, the guy's like,
wait, it took you 2 years in federal prison to get
yeah, because they first, for like literally 6 months, they basically lost like 2 cop-outs. Then they called me in.
Cop-outs again is a request for an appointment.
Right.
To go
So
to
they
see.
lost those. Then they called me in one day. They literally called. Then they called me in 3 days in a row. Okay, I see you're here. They put me on like medical call out. I come in. I'm like, hey, what's going on? They're like, I see you're here. You want a new glass, or you want glasses? I'm like, right. Okay. Then I'll sign you up. Okay, what's wrong? And I tell him, he goes, okay, I'll sign you up. This is just to get approval to see like the eye
Not
doctor.
the appointment, just the approval.
No, right.
Yeah, wow.
So then the guy
That's
called
crazy,
me in
man.
again. So the next day I'm on medical, and I thought, oh wow, I'm going to see the eye doctor. I go in, I come in, same doctor or same PA or whatever the guys. They call themselves doctors with their PAs. So you walk in, I'm like, what's going on? He's like, okay, I understand that you want to see. You saying you have a problem with your eyes? I'm like, yeah, bro, I was here yesterday. And he's like, oh, okay. What did I say? I said, you said you were going to put me in to see the doctor. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. No problem. I see. They must have just doubled up on the, oh, okay. Leave. The next day I'm on the call out again. I'll go in, same doctor. So you were here for your eyes? And I'm like, yeah, I was here yesterday and the day before. Oh, I thought you look familiar. I mean, he says he's going to put me on the thing. Well, sure enough, like 3 months later, I put in another cop out. Hey, when am I going to see the doctor? I haven't been called. They said I was going to be called like, with the next month or two. They come back like a month or so later. They send me a thing saying, we don't have you in here to go see. I mean, this went on and on.
Right, now I have a question for you. Now, was this toward like the end of your sentence?
Towards the end of
Because
my
I
sentence.
heard that it used to be like the best. They had like the best in there.
I mean, they might have a good eye doctor.
I'm saying like
took me
5,
forever.
6 years ago, they had good doctors in there.
Oh no, they have horrible doctors.
5, 6 years ago, they did.
They
I thought they had. I thought
Are you serious? It's
years
horrible.
ago.
It's
Really?
horrible.
Wow.
I know guys that are fucking dying. I knew guys that were dying. I knew
6
guys
years,
that,
like 6 years ago.
Yes.
Really? Wow. Okay, I heard differently. That's why I asked.
I mean, maybe you talked to somebody that had a good experience.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody's had a good experience.
Really? Wow.
So anyway, regardless, I
Yeah.
go in and I failed I failed my driving test, and the guy was sitting there and he looked at him. He's like, do you wear glasses? I go, no, but I put in for glasses. It was like 6 months ago. I had seen the doctor and I was supposed to get the glasses, and you didn't get them for like 6 months. And I was like, I still haven't got them. And he goes, because you failed the test. I mean, he said like there's somebody else behind him doing some other inmate. There's inmates here. There's guards there. He's like, you failed the test. And I go, bro, I said, I have to get a license. I said, I can't leave here without a license. I can't go to the halfway house without a license. I go, I've got to get a job. It'll take me forever to get a license out there. I said, if I get out there, I said, I may not get my glasses before I leave. I said, which means I have to start that whole process over again in the half. I said, it'll take, I said, I got to get my license, bro. And he goes, he's all right. And he, boom, gives me my license. I'm like, yes.
Banger.
So lucky. But, okay, sorry.
So what was your best accomplishment?
I mean, I would say just writing and making the decision that I'm going to just start writing and basically writing.
You are a great writer.
Writing books.
And I'm not talking up. You are good.
I appreciate it.
I'm not like that. You know me.
I mean.
I'm just
No,
like,
no,
yeah, I'll tell you
you're a
later.
hater,
If
I
I
know.
thought it was shit, no. I'm not a hater. It's just if I think it's shit, I'm going to say it's shit. You know what I mean?
I'm saying. I mean, so I've written a bunch of books and that's like, to me that's
What about
huge.
your art, though? Your art's fucking good.
Right, but the art is something that I have a natural ability at that I enjoy and I like, and writing is something that I probably never really expected that I would be able to do and do well and be good at. It was something that I had to work at, and although I'm a natural storyteller, being able to kind of convert that into writing, it was anyway.
It's hard to do.
Let me put it this way. It's something that when I'm done with the book and I've got a book, I'm holding it in my hand, and I read it and I see people read it. It's like an amazing feeling. and it's a different feeling than painting a painting because that seems very very
Yeah,
easy.
because you paint it to hang it, that's it. But then when they read it, they're reading 200-300 pages of what you wrote. Yeah, I can understand that. Mine is probably actually just accepting who I am. I mean, it sounds like cheesy, but after the thing, like going back to the ex-girlfriend or my first girlfriend,
Right.
when I accepted, okay, you know what, maybe I do have a couple insecurities, and then getting over that,
Right.
that I think that was my best accomplishment because now I don't give a fuck. If I'm with a girl and she wears, as long as it's not like trashy,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. But for a long time I was different. So I think, and that was tough to get over for me. Because I was very just nuts, and I guess just insecure. And then I accepted it and worked on it. And what's your favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby?
Yeah.
Is that one of our questions?
Yeah.
Favorite hobby?
Yeah, it is.
I don't even know if I have a hobby. It's like I don't watch
Painting.
I mean, painting is
Because
really like I don't even really feel like I work, to be
Yeah.
honest. So it's like everything.
well, if you
that I'm,
love something, it's not work.
right, but
Yeah.
like the chick I'm dating, right? Like I mean, before she was going to school full time, she's working 60, 70, at least 60, 70 hours, probably at least 60, maybe sometimes 70 hours a week, and she really works. Like she's got a
No,
job.
that's work.
That's a
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
She works in a dairy plant. So I mean it's
hard work.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
And to me, like it's like she calls me, she's like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm painting this painting, I'm doing this and that. I'm answering some emails. I wrote a couple, I'm looking into this guy and I ordered some documents and listen, like every time she talks to me, I know she's got to be thinking, you're goofing off. You're having fun. You're playing on the computer. You're
All right, okay, so let me word it like this. Okay, so you paint, you do YouTube, you
Right.
write books.
Right.
Let's just go with those three. Out of those three, what is most enjoyable to you?
I mean, I would
Forget the money.
writing. Oh,
Writing,
yeah.
Right, writing. Okay.
I mean, there's no real money in for thus far. There's no money in it.
Yeah, well, a lot of times a hobby isn't really about money.
Right. That's the whole thing. It's not
Yeah.
about money. So
Yeah.
to me right now, they all make a little bit of money, and the combination of them basically pays my bills.
Yeah,
But I enjoy it, and like I said, I don't feel like I have a job.
right.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
It's I get to I wake up in the morning and it's like, what am I going to do today? I need to work on that painting. So I'm not really doing anything. Like I can work out and I do this and I can do it all at my own leisure. So, that's basically those are all hobbies.
Yeah, no, they're all hot. Yeah, that's why I was trying to take the money out of just, what is the favorite. So like with me, mine's kind of odd. So like I look at hobby maybe a little bit different. So my favorite hobby is like when I'm presented with a challenge and somebody says, no, you can't do it. Because I don't do it. My money comes from my marketing company, my media company and shit. That's my bread and butter. So when somebody says, you can't make it on YouTube or you can't do an engineering company, I look at that as a challenge. So my favorite hobby is when I'm challenged. Because
Right.
if I'm not challenged, I get bored quick. And then I'm just like, this is boring. So my favorite hobby changes all the time because my hobby is beating a challenge. Now, I always put my bread and butter first because that pays the bills, that pays for my life. But my hobby is beating the odds in a challenge. So YouTube is tough. There's a million YouTube people.
Yeah.
So right now, my favorite thing is to try to beat the challenge, to get on YouTube and podcast and be successful. Now, a year from now, it might be different,
Right.
Favorite movie.
Yeah. How come you keep getting at favorite movie?
Okay, fine.
Your favorite movie?
Okay, my favorite movie is Donnie Brasco.
Of course.
That is my favorite movie. That's the realest one of them all. My second favorite movie is Bronx Tale because it's a great story. You ever see Bronx Tale?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I don't know that I've ever seen it all the way through though. Like I see a little because when it came out, I've seen it like 30 minutes here, 20 minutes here,
Yeah.
15. So I feel like I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like
it's a great story.
Right. Mostly, I have yet to have somebody really mention it and me not have seen what they're talking about. So I feel like I'd seen
You've
the
seen
whole
bits
thing.
and pieces, but you've
But I
seen the
feel
whole
like I've
thing.
seen the
Yeah,
whole thing.
it's a great story. It really is. You know,
Right.
De Niro's in it. Mob boss meets a little kid, but takes care of the little kid. Tries to direct him in the right way. It's a good story. It's not just like boom, boom, boom. And then my third is I had to write it down. Me Without You.
Right.
It's such a girl movie, but it will kill you.
Right.
It'll break your heart. But it's a great movie. Great movie. Me Without You. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to watch that one.
Yeah. I would say mine is the first one would be a movie called Gattaca. And second would be Shawshank.
Redemption.
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption. Third, I don't even know but those are the first. Those are the first two.
What's Gattaca about?
I used to always say I was a tie between Gattaca and Shawshank.
What the hell is Gattaca?
It's definitely Gattaca.
What the hell is that? Never seen
Gattaca is a movie about. It's basically set in the future where basically like, if you go to have a kid, you and your wife or girlfriend or you would have a genetically engineered child made up of you and her DNA.
Jesus.
But they would strip the like of any diseases or any imperfections. So you have this kid that it's still you and her, but it's the best version of you and her.
So kind of like what Elon Musk is slowly kind of developing.
I don't know. Is he?
Yeah.
So basically, here's the issue. So what you end up getting is this superhuman race, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get these people they're going to live to be 120 years old.
Yeah.
They're in perfect shape. They're super smart. There's no depression. There's no myopia. There's no balding. There's none of it. Like they're just amazing individuals. And so you still have people that are geniuses, but maybe they're bald or their hair's thinning or they're balding and they need glasses and they're not 6 foot tall. They're still amazing people, but they end up cleaning toilets.
Wow.
So you got these other people who are the same. Maybe they're just smarter, a little bit better, but they happen to be, a little bit better of a person. So those are people that get the good jobs. And what the whole movie's based on the fact that there's this guy, which is, the guy's played by Ethan Hawke, and he ends up deciding he wants to be an astronaut at where it's like NASA, but it's called Gattaca. But he doesn't have the DNA to get in. So he basically borrows the identity of a guy who can get in, but he's in a wheelchair. So
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he uses that's that in the first 10 minutes. So he then uses his DNA and like patches of blood and thumbprints and everything to get in there and get a job, and ends up infiltrating and becoming an astronaut and then going to Titan. I mean, like, there's a whole thing. There's a murder.
It sounds
it's an amazing, like, the extent he goes through in order to do this is amazing. As a matter of fact, I reviewed that movie on my channel.
And what's your channel?
Matt Cox and Inside True Crime.
Okay. And what's your favorite phone?
I mean, bro, the Razor.
The Razor.
I had the Razor before I went to prison, and it was amazing. And it was super thin, and it was a flip phone, and it was the coolest phone. And I had one of the first ones that came out, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
I like the iPhone 11 Pro, but I think my favorite of all time, before they got to this point, was the Nextel, where you could click with the walkie-talkie. You might have been away.
No, I remember people had those.
It flipped up, and you could hit the button, and you could talk. You know what I mean? It didn't take your minutes, because at that time, like, minutes were counted and everything else. And you could just, like, walkie-talkie people. So now, out of the movies we talked about, what would you think would be the best remake? Or like a part 2 or a sequel or anything like that?
Out of the movies you mean just in general out of movies?
Movies, documentaries, whatever it may be.
The best, what I think would make a great remake is, I think it was called Capricorn 1. It was a movie that was made, or there was another movie called Logan's Run.
I've seen that one.
That would make a great movie. That would make a great remake.
Yeah.
When I was in prison, there's actually 3 books.
Really?
I read all 3 books. But what I was going to tell you was there was one called Capricorn 1. It had O.J. Simpson in it. So, Yeah, and it's about us going to Mars and coming back. And so NASA fakes the mission.
Going. Yeah,
Right.
that sounds pretty cool.
And so and the astronauts are in on it. Like at the last minute, they pull them off the ship. The ship goes off, and they're like, "What happened? What's going on?" And they can hear the NASA talking about the launch and how they just went into play. And they're like, we didn't just go into space. We're not on our way. We're in this we're in this warehouse over here. What's happening? They come in. And they go, "Look, you don't understand. We found out that the whatever's going to keep you alive was going to fail in 6 months. You would be dead by the time you got there, so we pulled you off. But we're going to fake the mission because if we tell it the country that we just spent $500 million to go to Mars and we fucked up, so they fake it. It's great.
Yeah.
But here's the issue: when they come back, it burns up on reentry.
Oh shit.
And so you go, oh gosh, it burns up on reentry. Okay. So what do you do with us? Everybody on the planet thinks we're dead right now. And so NASA says, well, then you got to go.
What is that movie called? Did you see it where they go to they're on a spaceship and they're supposed to be kept asleep in like the time thing, and the one guy wakes up and
Passengers.
That's a beast.
Passenger?
Yeah, Passenger. That's
Great
a good
movie.
fucking movie. That might. Oh, that's tough.
That was
that's
a touch. That's you know what's funny? I literally was talking to. I actually was talking about this movie probably a few weeks or a month or so ago.
I love that movie. That I have to put that in my top 3, tied with something. That's in the top 3, but it's tied. That's a great fucking movie.
Remember how he wakes up and he struggles, like he wakes the other chick up.
Yeah, right.
Right. So,
but he's fighting with himself to wake her up, not to wake up. Right.
Over a year before he finally decides he has to wake somebody up. He can't spend the rest of his life.
Then he
alone.
wakes her up and he's hesitant to tell her because at first she doesn't know.
Right. The robot tells her.
Yeah, that fucking asshole. Yeah, the bartender.
Here's the thing. This is what this chick I was talking to, this friend of mine, Stacy. She goes, what would you do? Would you wake the person? Would you wake her up, or would you just stay alone? She's like, I mean, because you realize you're condemning her to death. She's going to end up dying with you. Either you die alone or you wake her up, and now you have someone to keep company. She's like, but basically, you're ruining her. Yeah, you're basically killing her. You're not killing her, but you're ruining her life. Like, she's not going to have a normal life.
Yeah.
And Stacy was asking me, she was like, what would you do? How long would it take?
What would you do?
Me? I'd fucking wake that bitch up in the first week. Listen.
I'd
wake her and about 30 other chicks up. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't. I'd just wake her up.
Listen, I'm waking up 30 of them.
How hot is she?
I'm waking up 30 because listen, if it's just me on a ship with 30 or 40, I'm like a god.
I'm fine with just her.
No, I'm waking them all up.
Fuck that. I'm fine with just her.
I'm not going to tell any of them that I woke them up. I'm going to be like, I can't believe this happened.
I would have taken that robot and smashed him and took all his liquor. I would have become the bartender.
I can't believe he waited a year and a half.
No, I wouldn't have waited that long. I would have woke her up too.
You serious? She'd be like, I don't think I could have held out a month. I'd be like, once it dawned on me, I'm done. I'm down for the count. I'm dying in this place.
Yeah. I think I could have lasted a month and I would have woke her up.
Yeah. Listen.
But I would, you know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I would have, but not 30. I would just want her and me. So,
what if she got out and she was an asshole? Like, you could have her up.
Look at her. Even if she's an asshole, who cares?
You wake up 30 of them, you're the only guy. It's going to be all right, bro.
She's okay. Maybe you should watch that again and look at her.
Yeah.
She's all you need.
She's all right.
But
looking.
how if they
She's
turn
good looking.
Okay, but so you wake up 29 other broads, right? How if they all turn into fucking lesbians? Now you're fucked.
I just keep waking them up till it's. Listen, I'm waking them all up.
You're a sick fuck. You know?
I feel bad about that.
Okay, who's the first person you had sex with?
Let's see. What? That would be Cindy Martin. No. Oh my God, I can't believe listen, honestly.
Don't get yourself whacked here.
No, I almost said Cindy Martin, right? The first girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, but that's not the first girl I had. The first girl I had sex with, I don't know. I had a season pass. I don't think. Have I ever told anybody that? Anyway, I had a season. Look, I grew up in Tampa, or in Temple Terrace. It's basically Tampa. And I could ride my bike to Adventure Island, which is part of Busch Gardens, and I could ride, to Busch Gardens. It's probably 5 miles away from my house. And when you're 14, or you can, it's not hard. You jump on the bike, boom, you're just there. So I had a summer pass, a season pass, whatever, for the summer, whatever you want to call it, summer pass. So my mom bought me this pass, and I'm basically going to Busch Gardens every day. There's no internet. There's 3 channels
What
on
year is
TV.
this? What year is this?
How old was I? Born in 1969. So this would have been
Geezer.
83, 84.
Wow.
So I'm like 14.
I was just born.
I just turned, no, you know what? This was a week before my 14th birthday. So I was 13. I was going to Busch Gardens back and forth. So one day I go to Busch Gardens, and there's like these 2 girls or 3 girls that are there. I start flirting with this one chick who was 15 years old. And I end up spending all day with her. Ended up having sex with her. Basically on a hill, basically where there's, anyway, it doesn't matter. Basically, there was an area you could go into, like if you knew where it was.
So who was the first girl you had sex with?
I don't know. I don't know her name.
Okay.
So I ended up having sex with this chick at Busch Gardens once, where the train tracks were.
And how old were you?
Fucking 13.
Okay, my first one, I don't know either. I don't know her name either.
Well, you just
I know,
that's
right.
it? You're not going to let me tell the story?
Well, I just asked you. You said you fucked her at Busch Gardens. You don't know her name. What more is there to it?
I hit her. I hit it on the sky ride. It was amazing.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm 13 years old.
Sky ride. That's pretty
the
impressive.
sky ride. It's bouncing. It's great. It was good times.
That's some good accuracy.
Good times.
Right there. Did you miss?
I mean, probably several times, but how would I know? I'm 13 years old. I'm just fucking excited to see,
That's impressive.
touch a boobie.
I'm impressed with that. On the sky ride, you did that?
Listen, it was totally her. She was 15. I didn't know what I was doing.
Matt, I give you 10 for that. I'll give you that's impressive. That's impressive. I'm impressed.
Yeah. All right. You can go.
Me and my friend Franco, shout out to Franco Mancino's Pizza in Pennsylvania.
Does he own the pizza place?
His family does, but now, yeah, he's running him and Rico. And and I.
His name is, you got one brother's named Rico.
Yeah.
And the other one's named
Franco. Rico's older. He was going to be like a newscaster for NBC. Didn't work out. He's back at the pizza shop. Franco just stayed at the pizza shop because his family owned it, and that's where it was. And me and Franco went, I don't know where the hell we went, to some not so pretty broad's place. And we went at this point, I had a Mercedes, I think. I borrowed my friend's Mercedes. Anyway.
How old were you?
14. Couldn't drive. But yeah, anyway, I got there somehow, and we went to this. There was a bunch of girls there, not good looking, and we took her in the back of the Mercedes, and Franco's on the right of me. I'm on the left in the back, and that was the first time I ever had sex. That lasted about 2 minutes, which never happened again. Never again. I was a 2-pump chump, and it was about 2 minutes. It was awful. She probably wanted to kill herself, but I was so much better looking than her. I mean, Jesus. I mean, Christ. I mean, just thinking back, I could just puke thinking about her.
Jesus, don't hold back.
You're rubbing off on me.
What about oh my God.
Favorite superhero?
Yeah, favorite superhero. Are you trying to wrap this up pretty quick? You get tired? So, favorite superhero. My favorite superhero? Fuck, I'm tired. What time is it?
It's 1:30.
Fuck! Okay, favorite superhero. I mean, I would say probably Iron Man and Batman, one of those two. Probably Iron Man. Iron Man.
I have to agree with you. I'm with Robert. What the fuck is his name?
Junior.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he's smart as hell too.
Yeah, but the reason I like, they're really not superheroes. Neither one of them. Batman they're not superheroes, but they're just rich guys with gadgets. Yeah. I like that because I feel like I could be a rich guy with a gadget. That could be me. I'm not going to be from Krypton, and there's not going to be any radioactive spider that's going to bite me.
You're right, because Robert De Niro, he's just a human, but then he puts on the suit and he turns in, he makes that suit and he's
Robert De Niro?
not Robert De Niro.
It's
Robert
fucking
Downey.
so late right now,
Yeah.
and we've been staying up on this, and both of us been up since 4.
Downey. Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
So he's himself in the movie, but then
Right.
he puts the suit on and he's something else.
Right. Same thing with Clark Kent with
Batman.
Batman. What's his name? Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. Well, that's one
So
of
he's
the
just
Batmans.
he's a rich guy with some gadgets. I'm good with that.
And the last one is, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? This is a tough one. I agree with you on this one. I'd give a Huff and Puff too.
Oh man, what a superpower!
It could be see-through clothes. It could be.
That's a 14-year-old's.
I'm just fucking with you.
I mean, I think I'd want to say, you want to say, I want to say flight. But
Flight
then,
what?
I don't know. You could be straight. Like you could fly to fly. Some people would, like
to fly.
Is that I don't know.
While you sit there and ponder, I'll tell you what I would pick. My superpower would be to be able to go to like other planets and get back, check them out, not die, just see what the fuck is going on these other planets. I think that'd be cool as fuck. So I have two. I love to be able to shoot out of Earth, see what these other planets are like, shoot back and not die, and or go extremely deep in the ocean where there was civilization. I mean, there was complete cities before the Ice Age. Yeah, complete cities. They've already found them, but there's a part in Alaska that they can't get to. It's too deep. They don't have the technology yet to get to it. But there was full cities. I mean,
they can't get to it.
It's too deep. It's too deep.
So then how do you know they're there?
They can see them, but they can't get down to them. Watch National Geographic.
I'm gonna watch it. It sounds crazy.
It's true.
I believe you.
No. There was complete cities. Everything. That's another story. But
I want to say,
I
what
can prove
about
it to you.
teleportation?
Well, that's kind of the same thing as being able to go to, like, let's just say Jupiter. You would pretty much need
I know, but the
teleportation
difference is if you teleported there, you'd be on Jupiter, you'd die immediately.
I want to be able to go and come back.
You want to be able to yeah. See, I think that's I disagree. I think that's multiple superpowers, because you're saying 1, I get to go there. 2, I get to survive in the atmosphere. I disagree. I think that's
okay. I want a double whammy. What do you want to do? Shoot me because I want a double
I think
whammy?
that, or I think either teleportation or I don't know. Wolverine's pretty cool.
Wolverine.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go teleportation.
Teleportation. Mm-hmm. All right. So that was rapid fire with Matt.
It was
and Tommy.
very rapid fire, by the way.
Well, we had
what you need? We need to have like a less than a 1 minute. You have to do it in 1 minute. Then I wouldn't be able to tell my stories.
But do you think me and you could do that in 1 minute?
If I had a timer. Yeah, if you had a timer, then it'd be 40 minutes total, because you get 20 questions. You get to answer. I get to answer. It's a 40-minute video. Boom, it's over. Still be 40 minutes.
You know what? If you keep thinking that you're going to be able to answer a question in 1 minute, you're going to have to get another nose job.
I could do it.
Okay, Pinocchio.
I don't know. What, bro? I'm so fucking tired.
All right, go to bed.
You know what a superpower would be? Like, to have your hair cut.
It's Insanity. Matt Cox's new book. It's Insanity. It's a great book. Frank Amodeo. You'll see a video on it soon. Go get it on Amazon. You have it on what? Kindle? It's on Kindle and Amazon.
It's on Kindle and it's Amazon. It's on.
And what's the book called on you?
Shark in a Housing Pool.
And where can I get Shark in a Housing Pool?
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
They're all on Amazon. I got a bunch of them on Amazon.
Great books. Great books. Go grab them. Thank you, Matt. Get some sleep.
I'm so fucking tired.
We got more coming. Get some sleep. Look at this guy. This guy is about ready to fall over. All right. You're the man. Thanks, Matt.
What are you going to do? Beat all right with the
this
thing?
cocksucker just can't say thank you.
Thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you, Tommy.
God, I got to teach this kid everything.
Jesus. You know what you really need to do?
What's that, Matt?
You need to say, hit the bell. No, hit subscribe. Hit the bell. Hit a like. Leave a.
Well, I was getting to that. If you would just say thank you too, Tommy.
Thank you too, Tommy. You're amazing.
You see what I got to deal with?
Fuck all.
Hit the bell. Please subscribe. Appreciate it. Subscribe to Matt's YouTube channel. What is it?
Don't even worry about it, bro.
You know what? This guy dealing with him. I don't know who's worse, him or a broad.
Bro,
It's a fucking
in the link.
toss-up.
It's in the link. They put it
Okay,
in the
subscribe to Mscs Media. Subscribe to Matt. He won't tell you what it is. Just type in
It's
Matt Cox.
It's Matt Cox Inside True Crime.
Jeez, that's so hard to say, right, Matt? All right, thanks, Matt.